He got into the boat, and all was calm. Brothers and sisters in Christ, the boat referred today in the gospel could represent the church or each one of us. When Jesus comes into our boat, when Jesus is part of the church and part of our lives, all is calm. We experience a peace that the world can never give us. We can become more and more free from all the fears in our lives. Brothers and sisters in Christ, as we enter this new year, we are very often in life crippled by all kinds of fears. Maybe we are afraid that we may catch a dreadful sickness, or maybe you are already sick at this time and you are wondering whether you are going to get better. Maybe you are afraid for the future of your children, whether they will do well in their studies, or whether they will find a suitable partner in their marriage, or maybe they are going through a severe marriage problem in their life and you're wondering whether it will be really solved. Or brothers and sisters in Christ, we may be struggling with our careers or our job, and we feel so afraid of the future, whether we will still keep in this particular job or whether we will get that kind of promotion that we are desiring. Or something might happen in our working life. So many fears, brothers and sisters in Christ. And especially when we are still not recovered of this pandemic that has hit the world last year. Many of us are still struggling as we go through this pandemic. And because of this pandemic, when the church was looking at the themes for this year, especially the Peninsular Malaysia Church, we were very well aware of all these fears that might be crippling people's lives today. And that's why the Peninsular Church chose the theme for 2021, Hope, Believe, Live, and Give. To have hope in our life, we must believe. And once we believe, we must live and give hope to others. Hope is the foundational virtue for a Christian life. When we have hope, we don't have to be afraid of anything. Hope, brothers and sisters in Christ, in the Christian sense, is not just an optimistic feeling or thinking. It is based on the certitude of God's promise. And this recent Advent and Christmas season, we were reminded of this great hope that we need to have in our lives. Without hope, we cannot really be joyful and peaceful and people filled with love. Hope, we can have Christian hope because God in His love has sent His Son Jesus to save us from all that is going wrong in our lives. Christian hope is founded on our faith in God. Many people in today's world, either they have forgotten God or they don't really take God seriously in their life. They might be going to church and doing many so-called religious things, but deep down in their hearts, they are not really secured in a strong relationship with the Lord. Brothers and sisters in Christ, Pope Francis looking at the pandemic all over the world, said that this year we will focus on the year of Saint Joseph, because Saint Joseph is truly a model of hope. We celebrate 150 years since the church declared Saint Joseph as the universal patron of the church, meaning he is the protector of the church. Saint Joseph in his life reflects that love of God that wants to protect us and watch over us. One of the beautiful images recently that I came across of Saint Joseph was the picture of Mary and the child Jesus resting in the arms of Saint Joseph. What a beautiful image! Saint Joseph reflects the strong, masculine love of God and the tender love of God, the protective, providing love of God. In the first reading, St. John tells us, perfect love casts out all fear. Yes, when we experience love, we don't have to be afraid of anything. And so, brothers and sisters in Christ, as we begin this year, let us try to identify the fears in our lives. Let us name this fear and let us surrender all these fears into the hands of the Lord. Let us allow Jesus into the boat, into our lives, so that he can journey with us and help us face all the battles of life. God bless.